ముందుగా ప్రియమైన విద్యార్థులకు మరియు వారి తల్లిదండ్రులకు నమస్కారం. నా పేరు కె వెంకన్న జూనియర్ కాలేజీలో చైర్మన్. నేను ఈ రోజు 10th క్లాస్ విద్యార్థులను దృష్టిలో పెట్టుకొని మాట్లాడడం జరుగుతుంది. అది ఏమిటనగా, మనందరికీ తెలుసు, గత 2 సంవత్సరాలుగా కరోనా కారణంగా విద్యార్థులు ఎటువంటి పరీక్షలు రాయకుండానే పై తరగతులు పంపడం జరుగుతుంది. ఫలితంగా ఐఐటి జేఈ మరియు నీట్ లాంటి జాతీయ స్థాయి పరీక్షలను సాధించడం కష్టతరం అవుతుంది. దీనిని అధిగమించడానికి మరియు 10వ తరగతి పరీక్షలో అత్యధిక మార్కులు సాధించడానికి నేను మీ ముందుకు కె వెంకన్న జూనియర్ కాలేజ్ ప్లాట్ఫామ్ ద్వారా అనుభవజ్ఞులైన అధ్యాపకులచే ఉచిత వీడియో క్లాసులు, హ్యాండ్ రిటన్ నోట్స్ మరియు గత ప్రశ్నపత్రాల సమాధానాల విశ్లేషణ ఇవ్వబడును. కాబట్టి నేను విద్యార్థులకు చెప్పదలుచుకున్నది ఏంటంటే, ఈ ఉచిత వీడియో క్లాసులను మరియు హ్యాండ్ రిటన్ నోట్స్లను క్లాస్ రూమ్లో కూర్చొని చదువుకున్నంత సీరియస్గా చదువుకోవాలను. ఇంకొకటి ఏమిటనగా, ఈ యొక్క క్లాసులు విన్న వెంటనే అర్థం చేసుకొని ప్రాక్టీస్ చేయవలను. ప్రాక్టీస్ చేయడం అంటే కేవలం చదవడం కాదు, పేపర్ మీద రాయవలను. అలాగైతే గుర్తుండిపోతుంది. దీంతో పాటు మీ యొక్క నాలెడ్జ్ని పరీక్షించుకున్న కొరకు త్వరలో ప్రీ ఫైనల్ పరీక్షలు కూడా నిర్వహించబడు. ఈ యొక్క అవకాశాన్ని సద్వినియోగం చేసుకోవాలని 10th చదివే విద్యార్థులకు విజ్ఞప్తి చేస్తున్నాను.
Welcome back, students. Now we are going to discuss, by taking some cubic polynomials, we are going to find the relationship between the zeros and the coefficients. Let me remind you once again, whenever you are given a cubic polynomial ax cube plus bx square plus cx plus d, where a is non-zero, let the zeros be taken as alpha, beta, gamma, then the sum of the zeros, alpha plus beta plus gamma, is minus b by a. Alpha beta plus beta gamma plus gamma alpha is equal to c by a. Product of the zeros, alpha beta gamma, is minus d by a. Now, for any given cubic polynomial, how to find? In the examination they will ask this question. For the given polynomial, verify the zeros with the coefficients, or they may ask a question like this. For the given cubic polynomial, establish the relationship between the zeros and the coefficients. I have already written some examples here. Take a look at the first example. The first example is, the polynomial is fx, x cube plus 3x square minus x minus 2. This is a cubic polynomial. How many zeros it has? It has 3 zeros. What are the zeros? We have supposed them as alpha, beta, gamma. Let the zeros be represented by, always this is a formula, alpha, beta, gamma. The sum of the zeros, alpha plus beta plus gamma, is, as per the formula, what is this? Minus b by a. What is minus b by a? Coefficient of x square, you look at this, it is b, minus of 3 by coefficient of x cube, a, 1. Therefore, this is minus 3. You can write it as minus 3 itself. In the examination, we can establish the sum of the zeros in terms of coefficients by writing alpha plus beta plus gamma, sum of the zeros is minus 3. Next part is alpha beta plus beta gamma plus gamma alpha. What is the formula here? C by a. What is C? Coefficient of x, coefficient of x cube. Either you can remember by coefficients or remember the formula. But remembering the formula is always better. You should by heart this formula. When I write by heart, you must by heart these 3 and use that in the examination. In the examination, you can directly write the formula too. Alpha beta plus beta gamma plus gamma alpha is c by a. So, here c is minus 1 by 1. So, answer is minus 1. Product of the roots, minus d by a, minus of minus 2 is 2. 2 by 1 is 2. I am winding up, taking it fast. You just note down this and do it at home. The second polynomial is a cubic polynomial, 4x cube plus 8x square minus 6x minus 2. For this, what is the sum of the zeros? Minus 8 by 4 minus 2. Next one is minus 6 by 4, which is minus 3 by 2. 2 gets cancelled here. I am not writing it here. 2 times, 3 times, minus 3 by 2. Product of the zeros, formula is minus d by a. You can, there is a small technique to remember. minus b by a plus minus, minus plus minus. You do you remember in quadratic polynomials, polynomial also what is sum of the roots, alpha, sum of the zeros, alpha plus beta is minus b by a. Do you remember? The same thing here. So, alpha beta, beta plus beta gamma plus gamma alpha is the same formula adopted, minus 3 by 2, product of the zeros 1 by 2. Here minus 4 by 1, minus 5 by 1, minus of minus 2 by 1. In fact, this is minus of minus 2 by 1, which is 2. The next part is very important to be noted. In the given polynomial, he did not mention this. I am just writing it once again. X cube plus 5x square plus 4 is written. X cube term is there, x square term is there, x term is missing, x power 0 term is there, which is constant. For that reason, what we do, we shall rewrite this, or you can write here x cube plus 5x square plus 0 x plus 4. So that you have a, b, c, d values. Look at this formula, a, b, c, d, coefficient of x cube, coefficient of x square, coefficient of x, coefficient of x power 0. Here also coefficient of x cube. What is a? I am writing it here for this problem. What is coefficient of x square? B, 5. What is coefficient of x? C, 0. What is coefficient of x power 0, which is constant term? D is equal to 4. Now directly apply the formula, minus b by a, minus 5 by 1. This is the answer. For this, what is the formula? C by a. What is C? 0 by 1. 0 by anything is 0. The next one is product of the zeros, alpha, beta, gamma. Directly you get minus 4 by 1. With that, the relationship between 4 cubic polynomials with the coefficients is established here. In the examination, you may be asked only one question. This is little bit difficult when compared to 1, 2 and 3. So, try to catch the point, try to memorize the 3 formulae, and in the examination you can do it. When you are given a cubic polynomial, writing alpha plus beta plus gamma is easy. When you are not given zeros, how to write? In the next example, I am going to take vice versa. That means some zeros are given for a polynomial and you have to write the polynomial. I will tell you once again. Zeros are given and you have to write the polynomial. For that, you remember this formula. Zeros are alpha, beta, gamma. Polynomial p of x having alpha, beta, gamma as zeros is, now I am writing the formula here. All of you note down this. This is x cube term should be always there, minus x square term, sum of the roots, plus x, alpha, beta, beta, gamma plus gamma alpha, minus constant, that is product of the roots. In some textbooks, it is also mentioned as, don't get confused. Sometimes this is written with one constant k here. You can see this. The polynomial having 3 zeros alpha, beta, gamma is also written with k times x cube minus x square times alpha plus beta plus gamma plus x times alpha, beta, beta, gamma, gamma, alpha, add up minus alpha, beta, gamma, which is the product. This is the general formula. This is very easy. From zeros to polynomial is very easy. Polynomial to coefficients is this part. Next, the next part of polynomials is graphical representation. What is graphical representation? When you are given a quadratic polynomial or linear polynomial or cubic polynomial, you can solve it and get the zeros graphically too. You have to make use of your graph sheets and do that. As a matter of fact, I have taken one linear polynomial and solved it. I will just show you that by sliding this. I have already written it for you.
Hello students, myself Sunil Kumar Badal. I have done my BTech from IIT Kanpur. Here at K. Venkanna classes, I teach chemistry. So, right now I know you all are busy with your board exam preparation, but let me ask you a question. Suppose you want to be a cricketer. Who would you choose your coach? A cricketer or a wrestler? Answer is definitely cricketer. So, in the same way here, we are the group of IITians, NITian and doctor. So, if you really want to crack or get a seat into IIT, NIT or any top medical colleges, come here and join us. What are you waiting for? Thank you.
Now, graphical representation. Take the heading graphical representation. When you are given any polynomial, in our syllabus we have linear polynomial, quadratic polynomial, cubic polynomial. In graphic polynomial, graphic representation, cubic polynomial is not there. So, we are now discussing one linear polynomial, how to solve it graphically, one quadratic polynomial, how to solve it graphically. Now, I am taking as an example one linear polynomial. What is linear polynomial? When the degree of the polynomial is 1, it is called linear polynomial. Am I right? So, 2x plus 3 is a linear polynomial. We are supposing that as instead of taking as p of x, f of x, I am writing it as y, because we need to plot it on a graph. Generally, graph has x axis, y axis. So, we need to have x coordinate and y coordinate. So, in order to have x coordinate and y coordinate, we shall call this linear polynomial which is in terms of x as y. So, that y is equal to 2x plus 3. So, for 2x plus 3 as taken as y, we have to now find 3 or 4 coordinates. 2 coordinates are enough, but I am taking 4 coordinates. So, on x axis, you look at this, the point of intersection is called 0. To the right of 0 we get positive coordinates 1, 2, 3, so on, 1, 2, 3, so on, minus 1, minus 2, so on. Upwards is positive, downward is negative. See, mathematics is so beautiful. Your right side is always positive, your left side is always negative. When you go upwards, it is positive. When you fall downwards, it is negative. Here you can see right side is positive, left side is negative. Upward is positive, downward is negative. Now, I am taking some positive values and some negative values. 0 I am taking, minus 1, minus 2, 2. How to get the coordinates? Take 0 and substitute here. 2 into 0, 0 plus 3, 3. Therefore, y equal to 3. What is x coordinate? 0. What is y coordinate? 3. 0, 3. X coordinate, y coordinate 0, 3. Similarly, minus 1, substitute minus 2 plus 3, 1, minus 1, 1. Substitute minus 2 here, x, y is minus 4 plus 3, minus 1. Similarly, 2 and 7 we get. So, the 4 points are written and the 4 points are plotted on the graph. First point is minus 2, minus 1. Look at this, minus 2, minus 1. Second point is minus 1, 1. Look at this, 0, 3. Look at this. Now, draw the line. This line is infinite line. It is the line segment. Where it meets x axis is the 0. You can look at this x axis is this one. It is cutting the x axis in between minus 1 and minus 2. Exactly in between minus 1 and minus 2, you can see it is minus 1.5. Minus 1.5 is nothing but minus 3 by 2 also. So, the solution from this graph is, I am writing here, solution x axis cuts the polynomial at minus 3 by 2. So, x minus 3 by 2, x is equal to minus 3 by 2. This is also written as minus 1.5 is the answer. In order to verify how you can get the answer minus 1.5 in 1 mark question, I will just show it here. Your polynomial is 2x plus 3. What is 2x? Minus 3. X is equal to minus 3 by 2. So, look at this minus 3 by 2, minus 3 by 2. This is 3 mark question. Solving it graphically is a difficult question when compared to find the 0 of the given polynomial, linear polynomial. This is a very easy task, but when you are asked to solve it graphically, you must plot it on your graph sheet. The graph sheet is given by the examiner in the examination hall. You must raise your hand to get the graph sheet. On the graph sheet, draw x axis, y axis, plot 0, 1, 2, 3 on the right side, minus 1, minus 2, minus 3 on the left side, upwards, downwards, everything I have explained you. The same procedure you can follow for linear polynomial and solving it graphically. This is one method of solving it. Now, we are going to take second degree polynomial, that is quadratic polynomial, and solve it. I have already drawn, I will slide the board and show you that also. Generally, this may not be expected in the examination because this is little bit tough. Solving a quadratic polynomial is little bit tough and it may be asked for 5 marks or 3 marks. So, for that reason generally it may not be given, but even then as a matter of fact I have already solved this. Take one second degree polynomial which is called quadratic polynomial. I have written it as y as in the case of earlier problem. Take various values of x. Here I have taken several values not less than 6 or 7. Take 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, minus 1, minus 2. For 0, what is the y value? I have written already, you can verify it. As a matter of fact, I am verifying it for you. Substitute 0 here, 0 square gone, minus 3 into 0 gone, minus 4 is the y coordinate. So, 0 minus 4. You must tabulate like this. For minus 1, substitute and verify, you get 0. Minus 2, substitute and verify, you get minus 2 comma 6. 1 comma minus 6. In order to save the time, I have already written, I am taking x, y points here. 2 comma minus 6, 3 comma minus 4, 4 comma 0, 5 comma 6. How many points we have? On the table, on the graph, we have to mark 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now, I have taken x axis, y axis, this is 0. Look at the first point minus 2 comma 6, it is here. Second point minus 1 comma 0, it is here. Third point 0 minus 4, it is here. And next point is 1 comma minus 6, it is also marked here. You can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, all 7 points are plotted. So, this is the graph of quadratic polynomial. Understand? This is a little bit tough, all of you concentrate. Whenever you are given a second degree polynomial, when you plot the graph is like a parabola. Parabola you are not familiar, even then I am telling you, it is a curve shaped thing which has got vertex at the bottom and goes up. This is parabola, this is called upward parabola. As a matter of fact, I am going to tell you one simple important point here. When you are given any quadratic polynomial ax square plus bx plus c, where a is non-zero and a greater than 0, the parabola is upward parabola. It is looking like U, English letter U, upward parabola. Same thing, same condition, a can be less than 0. If a is less than 0, it is a downward parabola. If you plot the graph is exactly downwards. So, this is the formula which you can note down. Generally in the examination it is not asked. For a greater than 0, it is upward parabola. For a less than 0, it is downward parabola. You may have a doubt. If a is 0, what happens, sir? What happens? If a is 0, it is not a quadratic polynomial, it is a linear polynomial. When a is 0, what happens? There is no x square term. You can look at this, there is no x square term, only bx plus c, it is a linear polynomial. Therefore, when a equal to 0, case will not arise. A greater than 0, upward parabola, a less than 0, downward parabola. This example is upward parabola. I am erasing this. Now, how to solve, how to find the zeros? As I told you, for the given curve, wherever x axis touches the parabola or the line, that particular point is the solution. X axis cuts the parabola at these 2 points. Look at this. What is x coordinate here? -1. What is x coordinate here? 4. Y coordinate is 0. Y equal to 0 is represented by x axis. X axis cuts the parabola at 2 points, they are called the zeros. This is the zeros of the polynomial. Quadratic polynomial is given. How to find the zeros graphically is difficult. How to find the same with the help of your factorization theory is very easy. That is a 1 mark question. Shall we take that verification? X square minus 3x plus 4. I will factorize this. X square minus 4x plus x plus 4. I have written as minus 4x plus x. Take x as common, x minus 4. Here also take 1 as common, x plus 4. X square minus 3x, I am sorry, it should be written as minus 4. See, it is gone. So, when you take this as plus 1, it is minus 1. So, it can be written as x plus 1 into x minus 4. So, what are the zeros here? Zeros are -1 and 4. Look at this, this is 1 mark question. Graphical representation is very difficult question. What are the zeros? -1 comma 4. What are the zeros here? -1 comma 4 is verified. So, with that, in polynomials chapter we have covered, namely definition of the polynomial, degree of the polynomial and the values for the polynomial, zeros of the polynomial, linear polynomial, quadratic polynomial, cubic polynomial. For the quadratic polynomial, again the relationship between the zeros, and for the cubic polynomial, again the relationship between the zeros and the coefficients, and graphical representation of the polynomials, namely linear and quadratic. We have discussed almost all subtopics of polynomials. With that, the topic ends. All of you concentrate and look at the textbook, go through the problems. Any doubts you can ask me in the next class. And next topic we are going to discuss is progressions, that we will take up in the next class.